Sister Spouse's Robyn Brown gotten with dirty mouth on screen. Sister Spouse's star, Robyn Brown, was gotten on screen with a disgusting mouth. The mother of 5 values being faithful and loyal, the most considerate of spirits. However, she has been known to kick canines and be manipulative. All in all, what was she talking about that was so awful? Continue to peruse for additional subtleties. Robyn Brown got with dirty mouth. Starting from the start of Sister Spouses, Robyn Brown has been known to teach consideration and immaculateness. She may not necessarily in every case try to do, she says others should do, yet fans are utilized to this. They feel that behind her veneer of being this dependable accomplice and wannabe sister spouse, she is a manipulative and savage being. Robyn has been found on camera kicking canines, and she has been called out for utilizing Meri Brown. However, the marriage among Meri and Kody Brown was long finished. Robyn kept her holding tight. In addition to the fact that she really wanted her sister spouse's pay, however, didn't believe the plural family should disintegrate totally. In any case, Meri uncovered that she had been connecting with Robyn so that a Longwell might see her youngsters. Sadly, she quit getting reactions, and that was enough for Meri to acknowledge she and Robyn didn't have a companionship. Robyn is presently the last spouse standing, so she and Kody are left to be monogamous. Most watchers don't want to watch them as a performance couple, and understandably. Presently, a clasp of Robyn battling with Snow has arisen on Reddit, and she released the fury. She is going crazy over the Snow coming in on her, reviling over it, and having a complete implosion. The Overpowered composed this of the episode. Be that as it may, this response on camera over some Snow? She is most certainly not sweet, bashful, and meek. That is not an ordinary response. Didn't she live in Utah for a little while? Is she not familiar with Snow? Robyn acted like she had never seen Snow, and it was going after her most violently. She went overboard, which the previous 4th spouse is known to do. However, this was next level. Fans are appalled by Robyn's way of behaving. Subsequent to seeing this sister spouse's cut, fans were nauseated by Robyn Earthy Colored's way of behaving. It is entirely expected to loathe her way of behaving, however they had a ton to say in the wake of seeing her crazy response to Snow. There aren't words to depict how unlikable and tedious this lady is. I feel like this scene is a genuine model for new watchers. In about 10 years, she'll film the popular Snow Square contention scene where she attempts to get Kody to refer to his developed children as. What an excessively coddled imp. It makes sense to me. I can't stand the virus. In any case, not a glaringly obvious explanation to act any such thing. Amazing. I don't recall seeing that episode. She overlooked the camera and afterward attempted to play it off. Throughout the long term, Sister Spouses fans have major areas of strength for shaped about Robyn Brown, the 4th and apparently most loved wife of Kody Brown. Pundits frequently blame Robyn for being manipulative, excessively reliant upon Kody, and staying away from her portion of liabilities inside the plural marriage. While her way of behaving has started a lot of discussions, a common subject among watchers is Robyn's supposed propensity to overstate or manufacture circumstances as a method for keeping away from work, responsibility, or obligation. Here, we investigate 5 striking occasions where fans accept Robyn Brown has been not exactly honest, all to keep up with what they see as her languid way of life. 1. The disease excuse during family occasions. One of the most continuous grumblings from fans is Robyn's propensity to involve disease or weariness as motivation to abstain from taking part in family exercises or assisting during unpleasant times. Whether it's a move, a family gathering, or a common errand, Robyn frequently guarantees she's too unwell to even consider contributing. A glaring model came during the Browns' turbulent move to Flagstaff, Arizona. As the family mixed to facilitate the operations of pressing and moving various families, Robyn appeared to assume a lower priority. While Janelle and Christine worked eagerly to guarantee everything was moving along as planned, Robyn frequently gave off an impression of being long gone, referring to stretch-related illnesses or depletion. Fans via web-based entertainment have more than once called her out for what they see as an abused reason. One Reddit client composed, "It's in every case some strange ailment or stress with Robyn. In the interim, different spouses are crushing their spirits accomplishing the genuine work. 2. Guaranteeing the family, constrained her into polygamy. Robyn has frequently painted herself as the hesitant polygamist, guaranteeing she wasn't certain about joining the earthy-colored family, however felt compelled to do as such for her kids. While her story has procured her compassion from certain watchers, others contend that her activities recount an alternate story. For example, Robyn's energy for turning into Kody's legitimate spouse goes against her cases of wavering about polygamy. Many fans accept she was anxious to wed Kody not due to legitimate need but since it offered her monetary security and a higher status inside the family. Pundits contend that depicting herself as a casualty of situation permitted her to acquire compassion while staying away from responsibility for the relational peculiarities she made. A fan tweeted, "Robyn behaves like she's some saint who had no real option except to join the family. In the interim, she's receiving every one of the rewards easily." 3. Faulting different spouses for the family's issues. Robyn has more than once suggested that the pressure inside the family originates from the other spouse's failure to coexist with her. While she frequently depicts herself as the survivor of their envy or enmity, fans and, surprisingly, a portion of different spouses have indicated an alternate story. Specifically, has straightforwardly communicated dissatisfaction about Robyn's failure to contribute similarly to the family, whether it's monetarily or inwardly. Many fans accept Robyn utilizes this account of being the untouchable to redirect analysis about her own weaknesses. An important second came during a family meeting when Robyn blamed different spouses for being unsupportive of her. Janelle's exasperated reaction, where she brought up that everybody was battling, not simply Robyn, reverberated with fans, who saw it as an interesting critical point in time getting through Robyn's exterior. 4. The obligation-free story for getting her home. Perhaps of the most dubious second in late seasons was Robyn's emphasis on buying a costly home in Flagstaff, in spite of Kody and the remainder of the family being in a tricky monetary circumstance. Robyn guaranteed that leasing wasn't a choice and depicted herself as monetarily dependable, contending that purchasing the house was a cool-headed choice. Notwithstanding, fans immediately called attention to irregularities in her story. Robyn had recently owned up to carrying critical obligation into the family when she joined. Pundits contended that her emphasis on purchasing a huge, rich home was less about need and more about keeping a specific way of life. One fan remarked, "Robyn couldn't care less about the family's monetary battles, the length of she gets everything she could possibly want. Her obligation-free claims are simply one more reason to legitimize her egotistical decisions." 5. The bustling mother excuse for staying away from work. While every one of the spouses have had their portion of liabilities, Robyn has frequently been reprimanded for not contributing similarly to the family's responsibility. Notwithstanding having less kids at home contrasted with Christine or Janelle, Robyn habitually asserts she's overpowered with nurturing obligations, allowing for anything more. One model is her absence of association in the privately owned company adventures, including My Sister Wife's wardrobe. While different spouses put time and exertion into building the business, Robyn appeared to lose interest once the underlying energy blurred. Fans have blamed her for utilizing the bustling mother excuse to abstain from contributing, despite the fact that different spouses figured out how to shuffle nurturing and work liabilities really. A watcher on a conversation gathering composed, "Robyn behaves like she's the one in particular who's at any point needed to bring up kids." In the interim, Christine brought up 13 children essentially all alone regardless carved out opportunity to work. The effect on relational peculiarities. Robyn's supposed inclinations to twist reality or misrepresent circumstances have caused critical grinding inside the earthy-colored family. Many fans accept that her activities have added to the family's continuous battles, including the inevitable breakdown of a few relationships. Christine's takeoff from the family, specifically, has been ascribed to a limited extent to her disappointment with Robyn's way of behaving and Kody's preference towards her. Different spouses have additionally indicated feeling distanced by Robyn's activities. Janelle, for instance, has communicated worries about the family's monetary choices, large numbers of which appear to lopsidedly help Robyn. Mary, as well, has battled to find her place in a relational peculiarity that frequently feels based on Robyn. And Robyn's job in the earthy-colored family. While each individual from the earthy-colored family is imperfect, Robyn's apparent propensity to keep away from liability has made her a polarizing figure among fans. Whether it's blaming sickness, moving fault onto others, or demanding luxurious buys, Robyn's activities have frequently been deciphered as self-serving. Regardless of the analysis, Robyn keeps up with that she has consistently acted with the family's well-being on the most fundamental level. In any case, as strains inside the family keep on rising, it is not yet clear whether her activities will prompt further breaks, or on the other hand in the event that the Browns will figure out how to revamp their once affectionate dynamic. For the present, fans will proceed to watch and take apart every move, anxious to perceive how Robyn's story unfurls in the continuous adventure of sister spouses. The long term, Sister Spouses has offered an interesting, but disputable, brief look into the intricacies of plural marriage. Be that as it may, as the show advanced, watchers started to examine Kody earthy-colored's treatment of his spouses, especially the way in which he seemed to see their bodies and jobs in the family. Fans have taken to online entertainment and conversation discussions to communicate their nausea over the manner in which Kody supposedly involved his spouse's bodies as devices for approval, control, and satisfying his vision of what a polygamist family ought to resemble. The subject has ignited shock, discusses, and boundless analysis, with many calling attention to dangerous examples in his way of behaving. The rearing mindset. One of the most disrupting allegations from fans spins around the conviction that Kody regarded his spouses as though their basic role was to bear his youngsters. Throughout the show, Kody fathered 18 kids with his 4 spouses, and watchers really wanted to see the tension he put on them to grow the family. Christine, for instance, uncovered in her book Becoming Sister Spouses that she felt colossal strain to have more youngsters, in any event, when it turned out to be genuinely and actually burdening. Robyn's entry into the family likewise featured Kody's longing for another part of kid-raising, as their marriage brought 3 extra youngsters from Robyn's past relationship, trailed by 2 organic kids with Kody. Fans have brought up how Kody appeared to focus on his way of life as a dad over his job as a steady spouse. One Reddit client summed up the opinion. It resembles Kody saw his spouses as vessels for carrying on his heritage, instead of as people with their own requirements and limits. Preference and actual fascination. Kody's particular treatment of Robyn has been a steady wellspring of pressure inside the family. Watchers have seen how his conduct moved in the wake of wedding Robyn, with many charging that Kody's relationship with her appeared to be driven more by actual fascination than authentic association. Christine and Janelle, specifically, have alluded to feeling ignored or neglected for Robyn, whose young and appearance appeared to catch a greater amount of Kody's consideration. This partiality turned out to be particularly clear during minutes when Kody would altogether deny closeness or friendship with his different spouses, referring to their supposed absence of exertion in keeping up with their relationships. A fan remarked on Twitter. Kody straight up conceded he's possibly intrigued by actual closeness in the event that it's with somebody he views as appealing. How might he legitimize that in a plural marriage? Involving pregnancy as a weapon. Another stunning analysis is the manner in which Kody supposedly involved pregnancy for the purpose of control and control. All through the series, fans saw how Kody appeared to be more mindful and engaged with his spouses during their pregnancies, just to develop far off once the kids were conceived. For example, Christine's battles with post-birth anxiety and the requests of bringing up 6 kids were met with little help from Kody, who frequently appeared to be engrossed with Robyn or other family matters. Essentially, Mary's deplorability over her failure to have more youngsters after their little girl Mariah was conceived turned into a sensitive point in their marriage. Kody's hesitance to investigate surrogacy choices further featured the irregularity in their relationship. A watcher on Facebook commented, "It resembles Kody possibly thought often about his spouses when they were pregnant or dealing with his children. When they required consistent encouragement, he was mysteriously gone. Control through closeness." Maybe one of the most incredibly upsetting parts of Kody's associations with his spouses is the manner in which he appeared to utilize closeness, or the scarcity in that department, for the purpose of control. Christine's disclosure that Kody told her he was not generally keen on getting physically involved with her, even before their detachment, shed light on his capacity to weaponize actual closeness. This conduct wasn't disengaged to Christine. Mary additionally uncovered that her relationship with Kody had become non-romantic for a really long time, in spite of her endeavors to accommodate and revive their bond. Fans have contended that Kody's withdrawal from closeness was less about the condition of the marriage and more about attesting predominance, particularly over spouses who tested his power. One fan composed, "Kody's refusal to get physically involved with Mary and Christine wasn't about the connections coming up short, it was tied in with rebuffing them for not conforming to his assumptions." Disgracing and gaslighting. Notwithstanding his supposed control strategies, fans have blamed Kody for disgracing his spouses, both on and behind the scenes. Snapshots of body disgracing and gaslighting have been especially difficult for watchers to stomach, as they feature the power lopsidedness inside the family. During one notorious contention, Kody seemed to censure Christine's endeavors to keep up with her well-being and appearance, notwithstanding the way that she was shuffling the requests of parenthood practically independently. His remarks, combined with his apparent absence of appreciation for her, left Christine, and watchers, feeling embarrassed. Mary, as well, confronted Kody's analysis when it came to her feelings and her endeavors to repair their stressed marriage. Rather than meeting her midway, Kody frequently excused her sentiments, faulting her for the distance in their relationship. Fan backfire and continuous analysis. The manner in which Kody has supposedly regarded his spouse's bodies as instruments for his own longings has ignited boundless shock among fans. Many contend that his activities mirror a central misconception of polygamy's standards, which should be established in balance, regard, and shared liability. All things being equal, watchers see a dynamic where Kody holds all the power, while his spouses are passed on to get the close-to-home and actual pieces. Virtual entertainment stages are loaded up with fans communicating their loathing. One post on Reddit read, "Kody's way of behaving is a masterclass in how not to treat your spouses. He doesn't esteem them as people, he simply considers them to be devices to stroke his inner self and satisfy his vision of what the family ought to be." End. As the sister spouse's adventure proceeds, fans stay isolated on whether Kody can at any point vindicate himself according to his wives, or the crowd. His treatment of his spouses, especially by the way he's purportedly involved their bodies for his own motivations, has left an enduring blemish on his standing. With Christine and Janelle continuing on and Mary apparently at an intersection, the eventual fate of the earthy-colored family stays questionable. What's reasonable, in any case, is that fans will not fail to remember the manner in which Kody's way of behaving has affected the ones who once remained close by. Whether the show tends to these reactions head-on or keeps on evading them, the talk encompassing Kody's activities will without a doubt continue, keeping watchers drew in, and offended, for seasons to come.